Welcome to today's lecture. My name is Fajabi Oluwatosin. I will be taking you through a quick tour on study section 1 with course code AMP201 of the LAUSEC Open and Distance Learning for Agricultural Sciences for the option 200 level material. Introduction. Agriculture is simply defined as a means of cultivation and tillage of the soil of a field in order to prepare a suitable seedbed, eliminate weed growth, and improve the physical condition of the soil. Agriculture is not only basic to human existence but also an important factor in determining the complexity of the global socio-economic change from the original, simple, and primitive hunter-gatherer cultures. Therefore, the role of agriculture in human development cannot be overemphasized. At the end of this study section, you should be able to define agriculture and its roles. You should be able to explain the global contribution of agriculture. So, agricultural activities. Farming covers a wide of practices which range from subsistence agriculture, that is the traditional production of food for family consumption and animal feed, the intensive agriculture, industrial agriculture to animal, and farm mechanization. So the objective of all these activities is to maximize financial income from grain, produce, or livestock. So in modern times, agricultural activities include the nomadic farming, horticulture, fisheries, aquaculture, forestry, wildlife conservation, the food science technology, production of industrial chemicals and drugs, application of chemical fertilizers, wood ash, and limestone. Also, it includes the pest control, soil management. So in all these advanced countries of the world, they make use of airplanes, helicopters, trucks, tractors, and combines for agricultural practices, which involves in seeding, spraying, operation for insects and disease control. They also use it in harvesting, ear topping, dressing, and transportation of perishable products. So the following are the classification of agricultural practices. We have primary and secondary branches. And primary agriculture, this involves farming in all its branches, and it includes certain specific farming operations such as cultivation and tillage of soil production, cultivation, growing and harvesting of any agricultural or horticultural commodities, and the raising of livestock, bees, poultry, and fur-bearing animals. While second agriculture includes operations other than those which fall within the primary activities of agriculture, and these are either farming or non-farming practices, which is being performed either by a farmer or on a farm, which leads to farming or non-farming operation. So the typical examples are the separation of cream from milk, bottling of milk and cream, or making butter and cheese by a farmer on a farm. Also, the following are the roles of agriculture to human. The first one is the provision of the basic food requirements for human population. The second one is it provides occupation for the working population, especially in the agrarian nations. The third one is that it is an important way of life, culture, and custom to many people, like hunting on both agricultural and wide areas in the rural setting serve as major source of income, especially for the rural populace. Also, it helps in provision of raw materials for manufacturing industries such as feeding mills, textile factories, vegetable oil mills, industrial chemicals, packaging, biopharmaceuticals, and leather industries. And the last one is agricultural serve great importance in foreign exchange, which leads to good revenue for the government. About 42% of the world's laborers are employed in agriculture. Thus, this makes it by far the most common occupation in the nation. So, in spite of this, agricultural production sectors account for less than 5% of the gross world production. That is the 5% of the aggregate of the national domestic product, that is the GDP that we have in the nation. So, in spite of the growing importance of oil in the nation, Nigeria still remains an agrarian economy. Subsistence agriculture is more important in the production of staple foods, especially for the foods that we eat, like rice, maize, beans, cocoyam, yams, cassava, sorghum, and millet for the Nigerian populace. However, limited excess quantities of the affected produce are sold in the local markets for little incomes. Example of food crops grown are: the first one is cereals, which includes guinea corn, millet, maize, and rice. While for roots and tuber, this includes cassava, yam, cocoyam, and potatoes. And the next one is grains legumes. This includes cowpeas, locust bean, soya bean, and groundnut. And the fourth one is tree crops, which includes cocoa, the oil palm, and rubber. And the fifth one are the vegetables and fruit vegetables, which includes the onion, African spinach, Indian spinach, pumpkin, sweet pepper, horse pepper, water leaf, and carrots. Lastly, we have the fruits, which includes the pineapple, the pawpaw, the mango, the banana, plantain, the citrus, and also the guava. I hope you've learned one or two things from this video section. Join me for the next study section. Thank you for listening.